My name's Brittany Hunter. I'm a USU Extension horticulturalist, and today I'm going to show you some structures that we have in the garden to help us extend our gardening season. We're standing here at the USU Botanical Center in Kaysville, Utah. The first structure I'm going to show you is a cold frame. You'll notice that there's a slope to this cold frame, and it's sloping so that it's facing the south. We want this so that we can capture the most solar radiation during the day, which is what warms up the environment inside for growing our plants. You'll also notice that in this case, a window is cracked, and I will usually leave a little bit of a crack in it so that the heat can escape. It actually gets so warm during the day that we do need that extra ventilation. And if it's not a window covering like this one, you can use a stick to prop it open during the day and then close it down at night. We're going to use the cold frame for growing our winter salad crops. So things like spinach, lettuce, kale, chard. These are plants that can withstand freezing temperatures, and they'll keep very well in a structure like this. And the size is perfect for the very short plants. This cold frame is also a raised bed. So having the soil raised up above the ground level in a smaller volume means that when the sun hits it, it warms it up more quickly, and that helps our plants grow faster. We were just looking at a cold frame, which is good for growing short crops. This structure behind me is taller, so this would be good for growing plants like tomatoes and peppers. It also fits over a raised bed, so we get the soil warming from that raised bed. And you'll notice the side here is open. So just like a cold frame, it's going to get very warm very quickly as soon as the sun hits it. So you'll notice on the end wall of this hoop house, we have a metal clamp holding open the door here. And what this door is for ventilating the structure so that it doesn't get too hot. This clamp does not use electricity. It operates on a compressed wax within this cylinder, which expands and contracts based on the temperature, and thus will open and close this so that our plants stay at the right temperature inside. These clamps are available locally at greenhouse suppliers and also online, and cost anywhere from $35 to $50. So when we're ready to plant within this, what we're going to do is lift up the whole thing. It's connected with a door hinge so that we can open it up to plant inside, and I just gently set it down. And now we can access the soil for planting. We're planting on November 1st right now, and these plants will be ready around midwinter to early spring. Ideally, we would be planting late September to early October so that our greens would be ready for a Thanksgiving to Christmas harvest. And then we'd let the structure lie dormant and begin planting again in February. So I have some little spinach plants here that I started indoors about 3 weeks ago. You don't have to start your plants indoors. You can direct seed, but you want to direct seed when the soil temperatures are above 40 degrees. All right, now we're standing in our high tunnel here at the Botanical Center, and as you can see, we can fit many more plants in a high tunnel, and we can also walk inside the structure. What we have growing here is some pak choi, which is an excellent cold season plant to grow. These were actually planted in early October, and we will be harvesting them just before Thanksgiving and could continue to harvest through Christmas. If the overnight temperatures are below freezing, you might consider using an additional cover over your plants. This is called a plant blanket or a row cover cloth. It's not actually a cloth, but it feels much like a cloth. It's a woven plastic, and if you can see, it's very lightweight and plenty of light is able to penetrate through this, but it does keep the ice and the frost off of your plants. Now that we've looked at 3 different structures, you might be wondering which is right for you. First of all, you're going to need to have a site in your yard that doesn't get shaded in the winter months. That's very important. I'll start with the cold frame and go over some of the pros and cons. The cold frame is ideal for people who love to eat fresh greens. It also doesn't take up a lot of space, and it's very simple design. The garden tunnel to my right is ideal for those who want to start their tomatoes early, or other warm season plants. So they need a little bit of extra growing height. And what's also nice is with this design is that it has the automatic ventilation, which is very important. If you do have the space in your yard and you are passionate about gardening vegetables, you might consider putting up a high tunnel. There's a lot of possibilities with a high tunnel, and this one is 14 feet wide by 42 feet long. A high tunnel is going to cost about $500 with this design. The cost on the garden tunnel, as you see it here, is $280, and $100 of that is in the automatic vent openers, which are very valuable in that you don't have to maintain it on a daily basis. The plans for the garden tunnel and also the high tunnel are available on the USU website.